Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with part 2 of the Ready to Love reunion season 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. I need y'all like these videos though. Okay, I said if, but I really want y'all to like them, okay? I mean, I'm going to have to Camille and Cornelius shoe, okay? I'm Camille, and I want y'all to be Cornelius and follow my lead. I'm just kidding. Now, child, let's get into it if we going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, you know, Tasia said, "This is the ghetto, honey. It's giving ghetto. Y'all not paying me no attention, so I need to get up and get gone. But, honey, we must proceed." So Tanika said, "Look, we're not getting anywhere. We rolled that beautiful bean footage back. Camille used a lie. So we're just going to continue on. Let's just squash it, okay? So let's keep it pushing." So then she said, "Let's talk about the connections." Here goes Zadia. "Yes, we're right here. Girl, you and your flunky, he's enabling your poor behavior. We're not interested. We're not interested at all." Child, I guess it really is somebody for everybody. So Zadia is like, "I would like to highlight our connection because we did make one." She said, "Oh, you and Naim." She said, "Yes, please. Thank you." Baby, let me tell y'all something. Honey, I would have skipped right on over them. Do y'all hear me? Right on over them, just like the cow jumped over the moon. Honey, I would not even waste my time talking to you and Naim. Absolutely not. Her condescending tone really ticks me off. And the way that she was speaking, if I were the host, but I know she classy based and whatnot, baby, I would act like she was not there, honey. Dust. Moving forward. She's like, "So yeah, he really has had your back." So Zadia is like, "Yeah, that's why I chose him." No, you chose him because Dante chose Aisha in her words of affirmations. Let's just be clear, okay? You did not choose him because you found out he was your knight in shining armor. Girl, goodbye. So Tanika said, "So you made a connection." Here go Naim. "I mean, I left because she left. I mean, it kind of goes together." "Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it now. These two might be a match. He got a nasty attitude as well." Ugh. Moving forward. So Sydney was like, "You were actually voted off." Sydney, just sit back, child. Just sit back so we can get through it. So Tanika said, "Well, you know what? At the end of the day, I want the two of you to squash this." She basically was speaking on Aisha and Camille and the little rift that they had because of what Camille clearly stated and we all heard. But Cornelius, Naim, Zadia, the little foursome, they didn't hear it. She was like, "You know, so you got Dante, Aisha, and you got Naim, honey, and we still gave y'all nothing, okay? We ain't even touch on y'all's connection." Moving forward. So the host wanted to switch gears for a minute, so we shift over to Walter. So they show his package with Sabrina and Mumin, and she asked if Walter expected that or if he was caught off guard when Sabrina, you know, just basically did an about face and took her roses and skipped on down that path. And he was like, "You know what? I was caught off guard. I wasn't expecting that. You know, I felt like we were better than that." How? How were you not expecting that? You didn't even like Sabrina like that. Let's just call a spade a spade. You only called when it was time for a male elimination, and you ain't fooling me. Walter, get real. What you weren't expecting is her not settling for you. And, you know, your little ego is bruised because it was on TV and whatnot. Because if Sabrina would have called you the night before and said, "Listen, I'm not going to show up to whatever it is we're supposed to do tomorrow because I'm deciding to choose me," then we wouldn't have heard anything from you. It would have been fine. But all of a sudden, "Oh, she was my number one. I really cared about her." Boy, please. He said, "You know, I had no problem with her decision. I had a problem with how it was done because of their connection." She said, "So Sabrina, you felt like you were number two. Walter, do you agree with that?" He's like, "No, she's always been my number one. I mean, the entire cast knows it." And Mumin was sitting back there looking like, "Really? Before or after we created the hit song that's sweeping the nation?" Child, if y'all don't know, catch it on iTunes. Stay right, stay right, stay right, stay right. Child, I don't know if I got the tune right or not, honey, but it really don't matter. Moving forward. Walter is full of it, honey. I called it a long time ago. He said, "You know, if she was my friend, she would have called me. Why does she always have to call you? That was one of the problems. You always want somebody to call you and reach out and dial your number. Like, no, you need to call her as well." He's like, "You know, we were communicating the whole time." Sabrina said, "No, we were not." Now, I don't know why you trying that with Sabrina because you know she gonna state the truth. So please stop it. So Sabrina said, "You saying I should have called you But if you were really feeling me, you would have been calling and texting me. Hey, what you doing? Hey, boo, I choose you. And would have, okay? Every season, the men on Ready to Love want the women to chase them. She just changed the narrative. That's all. Anywho, Walter was resting on Sabrina liking him. That's what it was. He was like, you know what? I know Sabrina likes me, so I'm going to go with the safe bet because, see, Mumin wasn't having that. As soon as she saw that you weren't doing and behaving the way that you should have been doing and behaving, she backed off and found anybody else, child. It could have been nephew Thomas. She didn't care. But she still found someone else. But Sabrina was sticking it through to the end because she actually had made a connection with you. But she dodged a bullet because I'm telling you right now, it shows that he's lazy in relationships. There will always be an excuse. I couldn't text you because I was here. I couldn't call you because I was there. I was asleep. I was busy. So, child, you better off moving forward. In the next part, the host brings up the love triangle. Mumin says she's confused because she thought that Sabrina was number one. And she felt like she was the secret lover. Secret lovers, yeah. That's what we are. Shout out to Atlantic Star. Baby, she said she felt like, did anybody see ya? Come into my house last night. Shout out to Escape. Honey, she said, listen, I knew you liked Sabrina, and I was just trying to figure out why you treating me like I'm some kind of secret. And speaking of secrets, honey, we're going to get into a secret in a minute. We're going to get into that as we get into it. So Tanika asks if there's any hope for the two of them. And Sabrina's like, I'm too old for Walter. Walter likes them young. I don't even think it's that he likes them young. I think it's the children part of it. That's what I really think it is. He just wants kids. And then right when I said that, Walter said he dates younger women because he wanted kids. But then Sabrina said that she might have one. And I'm thinking to myself, Sabrina, you are 46 years old. Before y'all get into it, as y'all get into it during the horizontal poker in the bed, okay, and having a whole baby, you're going to have to get to know him, which means that you're probably going to be 47 years old. Okay, 47, and then you have your baby at 48. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her maternal age. I'm just saying at 48 years old, I don't want to be pushing out that damn piece of a crying baby. And honey, you don't want to do it either. Girl. So Tanika said, well, I'm holding out hope that you guys are going to reconnect. I personally think that the right choice was made. I mean, forget the rankings. Forget you're my number one, you're my number two. Forget that. What are your actions showing me? Like, nobody wants to constantly feel like they're chasing. Like, nobody wants to feel that. To me, now this is just me personally, I saw Mumin as his number one. But when she stated that, I realized, I said, you know what? He looked at Mumin for the children aspect of it, which is why it's crazy for them two to try to make fetch happen. Y'all don't need to be talking to each other. He wants kids and you do not. And if y'all fall back into that old thing, then old habits are going to start right up again. And you're going to be looking for him in the daytime with a flashlight, honey. I said what I said and I ain't changing it. Moving forward. In the next segment, we catch up with the lioness, Courtney herself, and we look at her time on the show and all of her horny ways, child. Baby, she was in heat during her time on the show. Do y'all hear me? Baby, she was in heat. So they talk about Cornelius wanting to wait and Courtney not wanting to wait. And she basically said, that's his preference. If he wants to wait, that's fine. My preference is not to wait. So then we shift gears to Mr. 666, the devil himself, Corey. Child, now why would you want a woman with the 3 6s? I don't even like when my comment section ends in 6. I'm like, it's 3 6s together? Oh, no, ma'am, honey. I'm going to comment on my own stuff so that we can round this to the nearest 7. Like, I ain't going to be able to do that, child. Absolutely not. And, honey, that shows he got the devil in him from the jump. So they show all of his copying and pasting and wasting people's time. And then they show this never before seen footage of Corey crying, saying he seeks acceptance and he tries too hard. And I knew when he was doing all that he was insecure and trying to mask his insecurities. Basically, it's the ugly duckling turned swan syndrome. That's what I like to call it. And I told y'all, if y'all been watching the reviews from episode 1, that is exactly what Corey was doing. But I feel like we got some crocodile tears here. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. So Zadia is in the back like, he's a bad actor. He is a really bad actor. Here go Mumin. Is that real? Because you're an actor. So Camille is like, it's real. We are not going to discount his feelings. It is real. Ma'am, shut it. Okay? We got to ask follow-up questions with him. He has a history of putting on the Ritz. So we will be asking questions. She just irks me. Ugh. I'm glad this is the last time I have to see her on my screen. So Tanika said, well, can you break down the tears, Corey? Exactly what's happening? Because people are stunned by that. So then Corey repeats the same thing that he said then. Y'all see what I'm saying? He said, I just want the same things that my parents have. I just want the love that my dad has for my mother. So Sabrina said, you know what, Camille used to always take up for him, and I used to wonder why. But then after getting to know Corey, I understood. And Corey is just really a misunderstood guy. The way that we see things is not the way that he sees them. I can see him being misunderstood, but it's the way he goes about it. If what he does is unique to every woman, then okay, that's fine. Because listen, you're over here with her, you feel like this could be something. You're over here with her, you feel like this could be something. But you treat them all like one big woman. Like you just put all of them together and say, listen, I'm just going to roll the dice and hopefully it lands on something. Like that's not the way you do it. Like, boy, what is wrong with you? You treating it like a game is why nobody took you seriously. That's just the bottom line. And I think he's a nice guy. I think he can actually be a nice guy, but he needs to go about things much differently. So then Tanika said, so Courtney, does that soften your heart towards him a little bit? She said, no. It's the way he went about it. I know that's right, just like I said. Moving forward. So he apologizes. Corey needs to get some therapy, honey. You need to evaluate what you're doing. You really do. He even copied the same tears and the same speech. I'm like, Corey, this is ridiculous. He treated women like a pawn. His actions were creepy AF, and I just don't buy nothing you saying, honey. I just really don't buy it. Now on to Tasia, honey. I guess this part isn't ghetto. So we move on to Tasia because it's time for her segment. It's time for you to shine, girl. It's time for you to shine. So we see her time on the show and her attitude and whatnot. And Tanika asked about her connection with Phil. And she said, I just let him be who he was going to be. And clearly he didn't want to apply pressure when it came to me. And he applied pressure where he wanted to. And that's what he chose. So then for some reason, we hear from Corey. I'm like, oh my God, child. Why are we hearing from him? Corey said the men weren't feeling Tasia, but he was. And he thought she was a phenomenal woman. Phenomenal woman. That's Tasia. I'm like, this right here is a fool. She said the love triangle between Corey, Mumim, and Courtney was actually a square, honey, because she was involved as well. Girl, not him hiding you out in the open. Okay. So Tanika said, so who was it? Tasia said, Corey. Am I? Am I a part of the threesome? Am I a part of it? Am I a part of the love triangle? Corey. I'm like, girl. So Corey goes into full Corey mode, talking about she was his dark horse, but when he got past her guard, he realized that she was a great woman. It was the way she talked and the way she walked. And I'm like, okay, Corey, boy, cut it out. See, this is why those crocodile tears meant nothing to anyone, honey, and you weren't fooling Courtney. Moving forward. So Tanika was like, Tasia, please clear this up. Corey, just please be quiet. Just be quiet for a second. Tasia, can you clear this up? She said, I've been waiting for Corey to tell the truth. So she said, Corey was requesting dates with me. He was sending me texts about meeting his family. Okay, girl. Clearly he does that to everybody. So what are we really talking about? That's what I really wanted to know. Why are we focusing on this? So Corey is trying to deny it. That is so disrespectful. I would have been like, you know what? As a matter of fact, let's move on to my other connections. What about when Frank shook his shoulders for me? Let's talk about that. Child, and did y'all notice that Frank was not on the second half of the reunion? Child probably had a shoulder shaking convention to make it down to, honey. It was a Friday night. Moving forward. She's like, no, we're going to talk about that because actually this is my moment. See, I told y'all Tasia was ready for her close-up. Didn't I tell y'all when she got up spewing out, this is ghetto, that she just wanted somebody to see that god-awful dress? I told y'all. So Walter piped up and he was like, look, I've been quiet for this whole time, this whole reunion, but Corey, you never had to come to her defense because we all were like, oh, she's the coolest one here. She's real cool. She's real down to earth. Okay, Walter, we hear that, but none of y'all kept her. It's called ready to love, not ready for friends, not ready for a homegirl, not ready to be cool. Boy, please. Moving forward. Honey, sounds like the friend zone to me. So she gets up and sashay Shantae, and we see her dress and whatnot, and everybody's like, yes, girl, you better work. So then Phil pipes up. He was like, I wasn't going to say nothing. But because you're trying to call us out and everything, basically you lying, bro. So after dismissing Corey lying behind, we find out that Tasia is vaxxed and waxed. Okay, girl, I like that. Put that on a t-shirt. And she outside, okay? She all the way outside. And Tanika asked about the cast as a potential love connection. Is there anyone here that you will be connecting with? She's like, I'm gonna have to go with a no. I don't circle the block. Okay, it's one and done. Okay, girl, because you just stay home girl anyway, so it don't really matter. Moving forward. Child, that was a waste of a segment because everybody knows that Corey is full of it. They take a commercial break and we are back to Zadia. Child, her and this grin. We see her time on the Bad Girls Club because that's exactly how she acts. And they were showing the part where she called Aisha dense and dumb. And I was waiting for them to pan the camera over to Aisha, and I was wondering what she was feeling when she was watching this. Because I know she wanted to address it, right? So after them showing that, this child just helpful gonna go, oh, that was a great journey. Oh my gosh. The host said, well, Zadia, do you see how that could have been a huge red flag for the men? She's like, yeah, actually I already talked to Dante. Dante, I apologize again. That was absolutely not the right thing for me to do. Girl, save it. Anywho, Tanika said, in that moment, you said I was going to choose you. She said I was leaning into that space. That's why, because, me and Dante had a lot of fun. And she said, I don't always choose men wisely and still don't. But I was able to bust a U-turn basically and realize that you can bring the fun out of a person. Let's keep it real. Okay, let's keep it real. You wanted Dante, but your nasty attitude pushed him into the arms of Aisha. Your forehead tapping kept him there. Let's just keep it real. Then after being eliminated, you went home and called Naim, who was probably waiting by the phone. Girl gone. She's like, well, Naim is actually fun, but he's, he likes to follow the rules. And again, girl, please. So the host said, Naim, so when the guys told you to pay attention to her actions, did that make you nervous at all? He basically said, no, I'm going to find out the hard way. That's basically what he said. This stupid smile on Zadia's face is getting on my nervous system. It really is. Like, I know that it's okay to smile, but it's just something about it, honey. Oh, child, that smile is getting on my nerves. She's like, well, you did at least take notes, right, Naim? Child, no, let's continue. So then she goes over to Dante. And he said, I didn't hear her say that I was her number one. I was eating my risotto, but, we squashed it. So Zadia's like, yeah, I should have walked out of that restaurant is what I should have done. I'm always down for a conversation. So, yes, we definitely addressed it. Naim is a pick-me. She's sitting there smiling, trying to act like she's really happy with Naim. Girl, we're not buying it. Okay? We're not buying it. Dante is like, well, I didn't hear her say she was about to pick me. Okay, so now you've heard it. So now what? Okay, because it's nothing that can be done. This is the season of the alternates. Everybody is together by default. It's just whoever was left gone on down the aisle together. It's almost like how when you have your wedding party and you have the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, and it's like, let's just meet in the aisle, honey, and go on down together. I don't know you, you don't know me. It was given very much groomsmen and bridesmaids. Child, it's a fool. Moving forward. I am upset because we did not address Zadia calling Aisha dense and dumb and stupid. We did not address that. Ma'am, that needed to be addressed. But see, I know why it wasn't addressed because we know Aisha gonna get the party started, honey. She gonna get in your okay? Aisha ain't gonna just let you speak your speech all over her, honey. So you know what? Tanika probably was like, you know what? If Tommy was here, then I would let him take this. But I'm act like I ain't see this card, and I'm just gonna keep on going, honey, and you ain't fooling me. So then we take a look at Dante and Aisha's connection. Looking back at this, because they were showing their package, I feel like Dante just wanted to have a little fun on the trip. That's what I truly feel. Now, had Zadia not been stank, she would have been on that massage table. Dante, don't start no mess. Let me tell you this. Do not start no mess because Aisha is all in and I really want her to be happy. And if she's happy with you, then that makes me happy. But rewatching this package and how you went into Zadia's room and you were like, are y'all doing okay over here? I'm trying to figure out what a room situation because you really wanted to share a room with Zadia. But then she had them little shades on and she was like, yeah, the room's on the other side of the house. She had an attitude. That's the reason why you bust out them silk pajamas and that massage table and that baby oil and went in on Aisha's thighs. And you not fooling me. So everyone clapped, everyone clapped for them being happy together, except the bitter Betty. And that would be Camille. Girl, you are so petty and pathetic. Dante said, the one thing that I like about Aisha is the way that they talk. They talked about real life things, not just the show. So then the host asked if Aisha had cooked for him wearing a little lingerie. Honey, of course she did, because she gonna cook for her man and whatnot. And they pan over to Camille's sourpuss face. and she can't stand to see them happy. Girl, you mad for what? You got your man, or your minion, honey, should I say. Like, why are you upset? And I don't want to hear nothing about you all over on the Twitter talking about it was editing. I really had gas. And right when I had gas, they was asking about Aisha, because you know how they like to lie. Moving forward. So now we find out the status of their relationship. Dante said they had hit some highs and some lows, but you know, they still in that thing. So are y'all together or not? That's what I really wanted to know. It's giving Liz and Jason. I hope I'm wrong, but it's really giving me Liz and Jason. So then Tanika asked again about marriage, and Dante gives the typical ready to love answer. We're taking it slow, but they are a couple. Aisha said, you know, he ain't going nowhere. He love it here. I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. I know that's real. So then the reunion is coming to a close. So Tanika said, so I'm going to ask one more question. Is there anyone else here who wants to shoot their shot? And baby, this was the highlight of the reunion. Here goes Tyrone. Is the host an option? Tyrone, simmer down. Baby, Tyrone said, let me shoot my shot. I loved every minute of it. Tyrone seemed like a nice guy, and I hope everybody finds love, honey, good luck, and Godspeed to y'all. And that is a wrap for season 5 of Ready to Love. Child, y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about part 2 of the reunion. It gave me nothing, okay? It gave me 2 thumbs down. Don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.